وصلنا للملف الأخير بسلسلة الفيديوهات التعريفية بالانتخابات. بهذا الفيديو رح نستعرض مع الناشط بابك الشعارات الحالية للأحزاب في هذه الانتخابات. لازم ننوه أنه الإعداد لهذه الفيديوهات والحوار تم إجراؤه في وقت سابق، فالشعارات ممكن تتغير إلى حين عرض هذا الفيديو. وحيحكي لنا الناشط بابا كمان عن طريقة إجراء الانتخابات نفسها، كيف حتتم العملية نفسها، وحيشارك معنا بعض الروابط المهمة للاطلاع على سير العملية. خليكم معنا وخلينا نشوف.
I just had this page here
Yeah,
just as a fact reminder, and these
yeah,
are the election
amazing.
slogans
Yeah,
parties actually using. They might change. We are still far from the election,
yeah,
but these are the prominent ones that I could find, and very small, fast comments on them. So
yeah,
Openwelde talks about against undermining and for entrepreneurship. It's interesting that against undermining, many political commentators believe that it's against NVL and
yeah,
it's some sort of criticism of NVL.
yeah,
And they pick entrepreneurship to show they're being business friendly because that's the winning ticket in this election. Grun says fair climate policy. So you can see climate policy is part of Grun, but that fair at the beginning is representative of more than just green policy. So it's showing that,
yeah,
yeah, it has a platform behind it. NVL is talking about change works. The word change that Verandering there is something that appeals to people now because of the pandemic and everything that happened. And also because of the Vivaldi story, we know what's going on in the country. They are trying to promote themselves as the main competitor in the election. And Vote Out says forward. That's the name of the party, and that's they actually did this rebranding for this election. And yeah, that speaks for itself. CDMV talks about respect for what really matters. It's again selected to be a nice, family-friendly and traditional slogan that works that way. PVDA says we are always on your side. That's also obvious. It's something designed to be appealing to the minorities, to the migrant communities, and people like that.
yeah.
So that's also putting it out there.
Small comment on the NVL slogan. Like when I read change works, maybe I understand that change on the working sector. No, they mean that change works. That if you change the current situation, then it will work, right? This is what they mean. Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
they are promoting. It's actually ideologically not close, but Obama's first election, that was his slogan. He said change because he wanted, yeah, to gather votes of the people who are not happy with the current situation. This is used a lot in politics, the word
yeah,
change.
yeah, yeah.
So that's one of them.
Okay, I will use this slide to jump. Okay, there is. Okay, can we make to the previous slide, please? Yeah.
Tell me if there is something.
Yeah, can we
Then
get back to the okay, I want just to yeah go over the parties. Yeah, okay. Maybe I don't know if it's the place to discuss this question, like brief introduction for the wars which happens overseas. Whenever there is a war in the Middle East, people here are worried because they have families, relatives, and that doesn't go only overseas. Like in Ukraine, there are Ukrainian community. So can we put one, two lines about these parties' foreign policies? Like, do they stand with peace making, or do they stand? Do they have program to negotiations? Do they support sending weapons to a certain country against another? Do they support let's say negotiations? Do you think that we can cover it, or it's too hard, too vague at this moment to speak about foreign policies for these parties?
yeah, there is a vagueness about that, obviously, and it wasn't easy. I thought about it. I thought about situation in Ukraine. I thought about the situation in Israel and Gaza. I also thought about general stuff that are happening, like the protests in Iran or situation in Syria, and see if I can find a general line. It's not easy for some of the parties, and it's easy for some of them. So let's go really fast and talk about the fact that PVDA is against any intervention, definitely, in any war and in any situation. And it's always with the groups that are traditionally known to be the victims. I will go that far to just not jump into any conclusions, but that's the PVDA's idea. Parties like Vurat and Open VLD and CDMV that been in politics for long terms, and they are always aligned with EU in these kind of ideas. Obviously, inside the parties, there are opposing ideas, but they are doing what EU does, and Belgium wholeheartedly supports EU's positions in all of these problems and the stories that we see all over the wars and the struggles. A Grown Party did not clearly talk about war in their literature and website. I was very surprised by that, but I won't be surprised if very soon you see a lot of literature coming out and they talk about it directly. So that might be my fault that I couldn't find anything there. That same goes for NVA. It seems that NVA is also trying to avoid that discussion. It's possibly, especially because of the Ukraine story, that NVA has a position about the Ukrainian immigrants and has another position about the Ukraine war. So that makes it harder for them to formulate an idea right now. That's all my view from reading the websites and going through their materials. Might be different. They might come with new ideas very soon, but that was my understanding in general.
Okay. Let's get in 5 minutes to the last slide, I think, right?
Sure. I will go through this slide. Let me see if it's the last one. Yeah, it is the last one. I will go through this because it's very important. Belgian election is not just complex in the streets and parties, it's also complex on the paper and voting system. So first time I went to election and voted, I was surprised that I had to sit down and read a little bit in the booth to figure out what's going on. I go fast through this and I put some videos there. I will actually, the videos are both from that Interior Services YouTube channel that is there. I encourage everybody go there and watch videos that are about voting with computers and voting with papers. But I go really fast through the very important things that you should consider in voting. First of all, you will receive an invitation 2 weeks before the election. I didn't put registration here because in most cases, registration is late and you are already either registered or not. You are registered when you get your commune card renewed or your first time Belgian identity card in a community. So no worries about that. That works very well in Belgium and you will get your invitation soon. You need to take the invitation and your national identity card to the voting center that is mentioned in the invitation. On the card, it's written where you vote. I know at least in some countries you can vote anywhere you like. That's not the case with Belgium. And also in Belgium, you have to vote. If you don't vote, you might get a fine. It's not happening all the time, but it might happen and it will sting. It's a little bit of money. So go on, definitely. You will have to vote on paper or on the computer screen based on your municipality's availabilities. As far as I know, almost everywhere it's voting by computers. Might be some places that still have paper voting system, but there is also possibility to request for papers. I don't know if they accommodate it or not, but there are not enough information right now on the website that I mentioned down there, verkiezingen.fgov.be. But if there are more information, they will put it there. Then you will vote for multiple elections. So you will get 3 ballots. You get for EU, you get for Flanders Parliament, and for the National Parliament. And each of these will have a story on them that are very similar, and I'm explaining to in the rest of those sentences. You can either vote for the whole list, because on these ballots you have a list. Most of the time, this list corresponds to the parties. So you have an NVA, you have a PVDA, you have a it's the name of the party on top and all the members that they were proposing for the election down there. You should either check the party name, vote for the whole party and drop your ballot, or select some party members from down under. If you select members and also vote for the whole party, only the selected members' vote is counting. So that's easy. The complex part is that you cannot select people from different party lists. you have to vote for one party in Belgian election.
Okay.
So
That's
it doesn't. It's a question been in migrant communities for a while. It's. I would say it. I'm not afraid of saying that. That's a simplistic way of voting. Just go and see who you like in which party and vote for all of them. But if you try to do that, your vote won't be counted. You need to vote in one party list, either
Yeah.
the whole party or some members of that list. Which is the very strange thing about Belgian election, by the way. It doesn't. It's not like that in many countries. But yeah, that's a good to know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wanted to mention those. Those are videos there about this voting stories that I said. You can see it in paper and computer screen how to do that. And you can find more information in that YouTube channel and also that website that government puts out to read about in details about the things that I talked about here.
Yeah. Okay, we are running out of time. Yeah. Uh, I don't know how much I can thank you, and yeah, to having the opportunity to combine years of reading and following of knowledge and just combine it in this hour and a half, couple of minutes, and get this summary. You put us like you gave us a huge step ahead, like of the reading and discussion. Now we have a good starting point in order to see the parties, read them, and just find our best vote where it should be. Huge thanks. Many thanks from me, from the Syrian volunteers, from the all other communities actually, which is will vote for the first time. I really thank you personally also for finding this time, and we'll see. We'll see. Maybe after publishing it in a couple of weeks, we may host a Q&A session if you are okay with that, and then we can take it from there.
Definitely. My love and respect for the Syrian
Thank
community, especially in Belgium. I feel myself very close to them, you know that.
Yeah.
And if there is a mistake in this document, just let me know. It's possible I make mistakes, I misquoted the stuff. So take it with a grain of salt and read about it yourself.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Huge thanks. Okay.
Thank you, Rami.
Okay. Bye.
باي.
طيب استمعنا للملف التاسع اللي هو الخاتمة. ومثل ما شفنا مع الناشط باباك، الشخص يلي بيحق له ينتخب رح يستلم دعوة رسمية بصندوق البريد تبعه. وهون هي مو بس بيحق لك تنتخب، يعني فيك تنتخب، لازم تنتخب. مثل ما شفنا مع الناشط باباك أحيانا في غرامات ومخالفات للأشخاص اللي لازم ينتخبوا وما انتخبوا. ومثل ما نصح الناشط باباك كمان احنا بننصح انه الفيديوهات الرسميه المنشوره من المواقع الرسميه الحكوميه اللي هي بتشرح طريقه الانتخابات، كيف واحد بيقوم بالتصويت سواء ورقيا او سواء الكترونيا، خلينا نشوف، لازم نشوفها للاطلاع على سير العمليه. شو القادم؟ في خطه ان شاء الله لعرض نفس المحاضره او الندوه او الحوار اللي جرى مع الناشط باباك نفسه معرب، يعني ما في داعي شخص انه يشوفه بالانجليزي ويقرا الترجمه. في عندنا خطه ان شاء الله لاعاده نفس العرض باللغه العربيه. حيتم الاعلان عن الموضوع عبر منصات منظمه دبريد بروخ الرسميه على الفيسبوك على الاغلب. حيتم تحديد المكان والزمان ومن ثم مشاركه رابط الدعوه. وبهذا اللقاء رح نستضيف الناشط باباك نفسه اونلاين، هو مقيم في لندن. في مشان سؤال وجواب، اذا حدا عنده سؤال ممكن نستشيره، ممكن نطرح عليه اي سؤال. الخاتمه مثل ما قلنا نحن في هي السلسله كان الهدف، برجع باكد عليه، طرح الموضوع، ايجاد نقطه بدايه. نحن اخذنا عصاره خبره باباك وقدمناها حتى نتعرف على الأحزاب وتكون نقطة بداية وليس نقطة هدف، إنه نحن خلاص عرفنا كل شيء صار فينا نصوت. نحن اللي بننصح فيه إنه طبعا هي نصيحة الناشط باباك نفسه، انه هلا بدايه من هون فيك كل شخص يروح يبحث على منصات الحزب، على موقعه الالكتروني، ممكن يطرح اسئله، ممكن يحضر ندوات للاحزاب الرسميه حتى يقدر يعرف اي حزب بيناسبه اكثر ويحب هو حابب يصوت له اكثر. نحن بهي الفيديوهات بنأكد لا نروج لاي حزب، لا ننصح بانتخاب اي حزب، لا ننصح بعدم التصويت لاي حزب، ولكن الهدف كان طرح الافكار وطرح الاسئله. اذا خلاصه الفيديوهات كلياتها، بداية قلنا شو هي الانتخابات اللي حيصوتوا لها الناس بشهر 6. بعدين استعرضنا مفاهيم مصطلحات رئيسية، يسار، يمين، اشتراكي سوشيالست، اشتراكي ليبرال، يمين يسار، لا يمين يسار. طرحنا هي الأفكار العامة، بعدين اخترنا مجموعة مواضيع ومحاور لتناول كل حزب من خلالها، هي اللي أنا مللتكم فيها: المواضيع الاقتصاد، سياسات الحزب الاقتصادية، الرعاية الاجتماعية، التعليم، الأمن، الهجرة. فتناولنا كل حزب وأجنداته وبرامجه من خلال منصاته الرئيسية بهي المحاور، وفي النهاية ختمنا بخاتمة صغيرة عن طريقة إجراء الانتخابات نفسها والشعارات الحالية للأحزاب، وبالتالي صارت المادة بين إيديكم. هذا التنويه حنعرضه كمان، برجع بعرضه هون مرة ثانية، فيكم توقفوا الفيديو وتقروا على مهل. بنهاية هي الفيديو نحن من منظمة بريدا بروخ ومن فريق المتطوعين السوريون بحب نوجه الشكر أول شيء لبابك. الموضوع مثل ما شفتوا أخذ وقت كثير منه، وبحب أشكر كمان الفريق المتطوعين اللي ساعدوني بترجمة الفيديوهات إلى العربية، وبحب أشكر جميع المشاهدين يلي رافقونا في هي سلسلة الفيديوهات هي اللي كانت طويلة وصعبة أحيانا. شكرا لكم، وبتمنى لكم دائما تكونوا بخير.